Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I make my vegetable soup. If you're new here, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification so that you're informed whenever I post new videos, and I post new videos every Friday. For the past 2 weeks I've been posting videos requested for by my friends and subscribers, or anyone per se. This week is no different. It's a request from my half sister. Good thing about this video that is different from the last two is that I actually got to eat this vegetable soup and it was just amazing. Let's get down to business. I'll see you on the other side. For this vegetable soup I use Shaki, that's beef tripe, then I use some goat meat, and I use one dried catfish. The exact measurements for all these are in the description box. And then I'm going to season with some maggi cubes and knorr. I like to combine for different kinds of flavor. Then I added some salt, some paprika, curry powder, and some onion powder. And then I just stirred to combine without adding any water at this time. Allow it to simmer on low to medium heat for about 20 minutes. Let it sweat out all of its juices and absorb all of the seasonings that I've just added. While I wait for that, I chop my turkey. This is smoked turkey. You can get that from any African store or even Food Basics, I think. And I also used offal, some cow tongue, some kidney, liver, and like the belly cover thing. It's also beef, but it's from the belly. Then I have my mango here to keep me company while I do all of this cooking. To start with, I let my pot get hot, and then I add about half a cup of palm oil. So that the solidified part melts right away, and then I turn the heat really low, and then I cover it up and let it stay there until I'm ready to add some peppers into it. Just on very low heat, it just bleaches the oil and makes it some nice golden color. Now this is after 20 minutes. Look at all of those juices that the meat has sweated out, and then I'm going to add the offals, and then I'll add 4 cups of water and just let this cook until the meat softens. I would say mine stayed for about an hour, but for as long as you need for your meat to get as soft as you want it to be, right? So you can check for taste and just make sure that it's fine, and then cover up. For me, that was okay. So I moved on to the peppers. I have 2 tomatoes, 4 bell peppers, some scotch bonnet, and onions that I'm going to be blending coarsely in my Ninja blender. I just thought I'll mention that again. I absolutely love my blender. So I'm just going to pause that a couple of times because I'm looking for a coarse finish. I don't want a very smooth blend, but if you want a smooth blend, just blend it for longer. That's it. And this is what it looks like after after I take it out. I did 2 batches. First one was just pure peppers and the other one had onions. But look at the consistency. That's exactly the consistency that I was aiming for. Now we go back to the oil. It's nice and bleached. I think it had been there for about 30 minutes or more possibly. Then I added like a tablespoon of roasted garlic. Measurements are in the description box. Now I couldn't find crayfish, so these are the things that I got from African store, and then I just mixed them up into like a bowl, and I use that instead. It's just a different type of fish blend. It's not entirely crayfish, but it gives you the same feel and the same kind of flavor that I'm looking for. Just let that heat up until it bubbles like that. It's just about 30 seconds on medium heat, and then I'll add the pepper blend. It does have tomatoes inside, so I'm like, is it entirely pepper blend? I don't know. So I just stir that a bit, turn up the heat to like I don't know how to describe it, but it's medium to high. It's not entirely high, it's like close to high but not very high, right? And I cover that. I don't cover it. No, I don't cover it. I put something on top. I don't know the theory behind this thing, but it works. It just stops it from splattering. That's if you don't have something else to cover it. Like I don't. And so this is my meat. after about 45 minutes. It's still not there yet, and so I let it cook. The secret here is to let the water dry out completely, as much as you want your meat to be soft, right? So if if it's not entirely soft yet, just add maybe a cup more of water and let it dry completely. I do not need any extra moisture in this soup apart from just from the spinach itself, from the vegetables, right? This is almost there. After this I let it fry for some 15 minutes more. It just allows the tomato to have more flavor, I think. I don't know if I'm using the right word here, but there's benefit in allowing your peppers and tomatoes to actually fry for as long as you can. Now, I didn't put a lot of oil. You can see that not much oil has come out. I really didn't want too much oil in this vegetable soup, so yeah, but if you can tolerate more, by all means go ahead and do that. And so once I have my pepper just as I wanted, I threw in my meat. It's just weird to keep saying my meat, but I threw in the meat, the boiled meat, and just stirred it thoroughly to combine. At this point, you might want to add some water, so because you think it's too dry. Do not add any water. Trust me, you do not want to add any water at this point, right? Don't add it. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Then I added my smoked turkey, because basically everything is pretty much boiled at this point. Smoked turkey doesn't take more than 5 minutes to get done because technically it's gone through a cooking process of smoking, I guess, right? Just stir it properly, let it combine. And then of course you can adjust the taste. I had to add 2 more cubes of maggi and some salt and black pepper because I wasn't satisfied with just how hot it was. I feel like I had to do that because I actually let my meat burn a bit. If you can let it dry completely without burning at all, that's amazing. But I probably got distracted eating that mango or something, or watching a movie or something. So once you've stirred and it's very much combined, you let it simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes, just so it starts to boil, right? Nothing major, just so it starts to bubble like that, right? And then it's time to add vegetables. Now, because I didn't find the vegetables that you actually have to chop by yourself, which I normally prefer, I use frozen vegetables. Now you get these for about $3 to $4 from African stores. I used 2 full bags for this. For now I just added like 1.5, but later I added the remaining one. It's about 930 grams per bag, and because it's frozen, I'm just going to cover it and let it just sweat out for about 2 minutes, and that's what it looks like after 2 minutes, right? And then I'm going to mix everything. So at this point you really want to get in there, get to the bottom of the pot and mix it thoroughly. Vegetable soup, or at least for spinach that I used, it doesn't like heat for long. I think that's the best way to put it. It starts to get really dark, and for this quantity of soup that I'm making, and I plan to use it for a while, you want it as green as possible from the beginning. And so if you boiled spinach for depends on the quantity. For this quantity that I have, if you boiled it for 5 to 8 minutes, you're pretty much done, and that's because it's a full pot. If I was doing less than this, like just a bag, I would tone down that time to about 4 minutes and take it off the fire. So you want to combine it thoroughly, because you don't have a lot of cooking time for it to do so by itself, right? So like I said, I'm adding the remaining spinach, so I ended up using 2 full bags of spinach, right? You guys always accuse me of not having actual soup and just having a lot of meat. So this time around there's actually a lot of soup, right, and less meat. And then I added some onions, chopped red onions. I don't know why I'm clapping. Did you guys hear me clapping? And then some chopped green onions or scallions or whatever. I just find that adding onions at the end of, soups kind of add some flavor to it. It's just my style. Then I added some more of my grounded fish mix. It's not crayfish. Again, it's not crayfish. I showed what it was in the beginning. I just bought 2 different types and I mixed it up, and it gave me that aroma and that flavor that crayfish generally gives. I think it was even better. And then of course I adjusted the salt. On a scale of mild to salty, this is medium, right? So I'm just going to mix this thoroughly, and then I'm going to cover it and let it simmer for some other 3 minutes, because this took some 2 minutes to do. 3 minutes later, this is the soup. Look at all that water that I brought out from the vegetable. That's why I said, as much as it is tempting to do so, do not add any single drop of water. Now if you like this video, please smash that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment if there's something that you would like me to make for you. Otherwise, I will be seeing you here next Friday, because I have some interesting lineup of recipes and you wouldn't want to miss it. It's very important that you click the notification bell and select all, so that every time I post something you get notified that there's a new recipe up, or basically just come back here every Friday. The thing about this vegetable soup is that it's so versatile. You can have it on its own. Like I said, I left the salt at mild, so you can just have it by itself, or you can have it with rice. You can have it with literally anything that you need to eat. I had mine with rice, like immediately it was done. Look at how gorgeous that looks. And then next I had it with eba. Definitely my go-to food. It's like eba just works at any day, at any time, right? So enjoy your vegetable soup. I'll see you same time next week. Thank you for watching.